kind of describes the way I feel about myself really well. But from my job at Stonewall and from working with IU coming out, increasingly I think that people aren't necessarily comfortable with using those rigid labels of sexuality and gender identity. And very recently, your good friend, George, came out in a way where he didn't use any labels. And I don't know if anyone saw how that was reported very quickly, as news can be reported these days. I think it was Newsweek actually. I remember reading the Newsweek article, and it was, George comes out and says he doesn't want to use any labels, and then they use the word bisexual, which to me was kind of like, okay, you don't need an LGBT person sitting behind a desk writing this to know that that doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
So I want to come back to talking about labels in a bit, but I also want to ask if it's okay about George, about first of all, how he's dealing with the attention about his coming out, how you've been supporting him. Full stop. That's the end of my sentence.
Nice. I think it was a huge thing for him. I can't imagine what he must have felt, because as far as I know, when we did X Factor, I was 22, and I've been out since I was 14. George was 18. He was a kid, and George at that point, I think, was very much asexual. He hadn't even come into knowing who he fancied. So to have to do this to find out who he was in himself on a global scale, in front of the media and stuff like that, I can't imagine going through what I went through at 14, what he's doing now. So I think he's so brave, and I think he's so strong to have been able to, if he's been dealing with these feelings for so many years, and the way he did it, I totally respect, and I think the no labels thing for him is amazing, and he's doing really well. He's been overwhelmed with support, and I mean it's hard as well because he isn't not coming out as gay or bi, whatever he's coming out as, because already having a gay member in the band as well. I think there's that extra pressure that when he wanted to come out, I'd come out and got an amazing experience, but that's kind of your thing. Where do I fit in? Do I just become the other one that likes boys, or do you know what I mean? I think it was such a hard thing for him to do. So
boy bands are really allowed.
I know that was the rule. That's what I signed up for. So now I need to go and find. I need to go back to show. But yeah, it's he's doing really well, and the support's been amazing. And there has been a lot of arseholes in the media, certain reporters that I shan't mention, that decide to think it's okay to out people. It pisses me off because I'm all for coming out if you're in a position of power, but whatever means power is. If you've got an influence, I think you should raise awareness. What I don't like is when the media reporters and journalists bait people and they're setting people up to see them fail. And gay reporters as well. I mean, this person is a gay man, goading for George's sexuality for the last 6 months. We've been doing this behind the scenes, going for it, trying to get every piece of information, any guy he's talked to, any girl he's talked to, any text he's ever sent. You're a gay man, that's a disgrace. You're making it like it's a witch hunt, like it's something wrong, like it should be plastered over. My coming out was page 36 of The Sun, that big. That's how I wanted it. It wasn't news, it shouldn't be news. I'm gay, this is new. It should be, like you said, humanised, normalised. And for reporters in the media to still be doing that now, I think is a disgrace.
Okay. Shuel,